Today, from Soldier Field in Chicago, it's Week 4 of the NFL on EA Sports. We'll see Mitchell Trubisky and the Chicago Bears taking on Russell Wilson and the Seattle Seahawks.
First opened way back in 1924, but renovated in 2002. There's a look inside venerable Soldier Field in Chicago. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Seattle Seahawks and the Chicago Bears. Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis on hand. And this is a game where the defenses, they need to be on their toes because you've got quarterbacks here, yes, that can throw the football, but they can also run it very well, too.
Mobile quarterbacks. Remember, for the longest time, they used to tell the quarterbacks, stay in the pocket. We don't want you outside of it at all. Nowadays, that mobility, truly an asset, and people are game planning for it. As a scout told me recently, we are actually working with what the colleges are giving us nowadays.
Russell Wilson leads out the Seattle Seahawks offense. The veteran Wilson, a third-round pick back in 2012.
Okay, I thought there was something to build on in last week's game by his performance. I thought he played fairly well overall. The numbers won't knock your socks off. 2 touchdown passes and an interception. The bottom line, though, they lost.
Yeah.
How does he eliminate that one interception, continue to take care of the ball, and maybe increase the number of times he puts the ball in the end zone with a receiver?
Pretty good looking run there on first down. That'll go for 9 yards, just short of the line to gain. The last run got 9. That leaves him with 2nd and a yard.
Brings up 2nd and a yard.
Now it's Carson. And a penalty flag down as he gets only about a yard. And let's listen in on the call.
No.
So some holding over on the left side of that O-line.
And I know for the guys trying to move those big defensive people, they'd love for them to stay in one spot. But they move around so quick and so fast that sometimes you just have to grab them.
He lets it fly. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. And he is finally out of bounds across midfield at the 40-yard line.
We expected this defense to be tested by this passing game coming into this one, and there's an example on this first possession of the game.
Going for Metcalf on the deep ball. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down.
That's what you're going to need to do against those big receivers. You got to get in there and get physical with them. That time he got in close, got in tight, and knocked the ball away.
He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. And he's got it. Caught in the end zone for the Seahawk touchdown. DK Metcalf. His 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Seahawks have taken a first-quarter lead. That's an early touchdown grab for last week's NFC Offensive Player of the Week. He was so electric, and they talked about it all week long. Have to try to contain it.
And now for him, being able to focus on the task at hand and not just immediately assume that last week it totally carries over, but you got to like the start that he has, showing those great hands that we've seen from him throughout.
Taken about 7 yards deep. And he'll just take a seat, and the drive will begin at the 25-yard line. Mitchell Trubisky taking the field to lead Chicago. Trubisky, the Ohio native, went to North Carolina, then drafted by these Bears as the number 2 pick in 2017.
And it's funny how we always talk about how analytics are starting to creep into the game. One analytic that's been there for a long time, teams that start 0-3, usually don't make the playoffs. So we know one quarterback today that's determined to end that slide right now. It's not impossible, but this is a must-win for him and his team.
They will run for the first time with David Montgomery. And
My quick observation, Brandon, because early on in this game, I'm seeing linebackers playing with their noses close to the line of scrimmage.
And my guess is the wheels are turning on that other sideline. As a play caller, you're filing that away right now, aren't you?
Yeah, you're trying to find that opportunity later on when you can play action them or stick something to them between the second and the third level.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. From the gun, it's a give to Montgomery. And they're able to get this one across the 35. Oh, now Miller slow in getting up. He's still down on the ground. Well, he gets attended to. We'll step aside. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Trubisky will throw. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down.
They just gave up a sack there, and if I'm not mistaken, they gave up 4 last week, didn't they?
Yes, and just looking really porous, aren't they?
They really are, and I'm wondering if they're going to have to start thinking about keeping the tight end in, maybe a back.
Allen Robinson, kiss him goodbye. Touchdown, Chicago. Allen Robinson, his 2nd touchdown on the season, and the Bears are an extra point away from tying the football game. As a former DB, you might not like to see that, but from a wide receiver's perspective, those are the plays they dream of.
Correct on both counts, right? Because once he took off, I mean, let's face it, that should have been done in Big Sky Country. Aren't any speed limits out there? And off he went. Glad I wasn't the one trying to chase him.
And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. Seattle's offense coming back onto the field, ready for their 2nd drive. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
The intended receiver was DK Metcalf, but it's going to be 2nd down. Wilson after the play fake to Carson. On the run, he'll let this go deep right side. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
That was an interesting look there because as soon as he got outside the pocket, I thought he was going to take off and run for yardage. But what often happens now with these quarterbacks who can move, defenses want to try and keep bodies in front of them, and I think that discouraged him from taking off and made him try a pass downfield that fell incomplete.
And he is going to have a Seahawks 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. 2nd catch for him today, and it'll wind up a 1st down.
I know this may be jumping the gun a little bit, but 7-7, they're flinging it around like crazy. Look at the drive that's going on here. Partner, we may have to start thinking about one of these defenses just holding someone to a field goal and maybe trying to get an advantage that way.
He lets it fly for Lockett. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Wilson now off the bootleg. Eluding the pressure right. It's caught inside the 25. It's a gain of 35.
There's no doubt in my mind that not many guys in this league have had the impact that he's had here in the 1st half of the season. He's been a big play guy from the word go and continues to be one with another one right there.
Out to his left. And that'll be knocked away. It's incomplete.
Wilson on the
Metcalf once again the target. And now it's 2nd down.
Incomplete.
This is Carson. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. From the shotgun, Wilson. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
Well, they've got man coverage on the outside, and my scouting report on these DBs tells me that they love to take matters in their own hands. They want man coverage, not zone, and there was good coverage there that forced the incompletion.
Escaping the pressure. And he finds Lockett in the end zone. Touchdown, Seattle.
To number 16,
Tyler Lockett. His third touchdown now on the year. And the Seahawks have taken the lead. That's why you've got your star out there. Throw the ball to him. They did.
That's simply saying we don't care what coverage you put out there. He's so good. We're going there with the football anyway, and there's not a thing you can do about it.
Inside the red zone, they go to him. He gets it done.
Jason Myers for the extra point.
They had to go to the monitor, get an extra look. That's what the technology is for. And this touchdown will count. It's up and good, and it's 14-7 now here in the first quarter. A good drive that time as they go 9 plays in all. And the Seahawks capping it off with a touchdown.
Kickoff for Seattle.
And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. Fielded near the back of the end zone. And no effort to bring this one out. It's a touchback.
At their own 25-yard line.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And they had to wait a long time to get the football back. Probably not what you were hoping for when you got an offense that's humming.
Agreed. What you were looking for is the defense get the ball back pretty quickly, right? Hoping for a 3 and out. So that didn't happen. You can't yell at your D for that. They've got to take care of their own business and reestablish themselves now that they're back on the field.
On second down, Montgomery. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27.
Sometimes your philosophies get challenged at times you don't want them to. They did try to stick to the running game on the first 2 plays. Didn't amount to much.
And now facing a 3rd and long at the outset of this drive. And Robinson with a big catch.
Allen Robinson. That's good for a ship.
I don't care who you put on him. He's going to be a handful in one-on-one throws.
Yeah, right now you're right. They're in man-to-man. Maybe needs some safety help.
I would say that'd be a good idea. Double team him somehow. I'm going to have to make someone else beat me rather than let him shred my defense.
That's complete to the Memphis man, Anthony Miller. And he's finally taken down, and it's a big gain there on what will turn out to be the final play of this first quarter. Back in Chicago, ready for the second quarter. It's the Bears in possession as they've got it with a 1st and 10. Now Trubisky. And incomplete as he was knocked as he threw it. And it took the ball off course. Ball on the 30 as they come up 2nd and 10.
It's now 2nd and 10 at the 30-yard line.
Trubisky to throw again. Throwing middle, but it's incomplete. Jimmy Graham, the intended receiver. And it's 3rd down.
Brings up a 3rd down and 10 yards to go.
Throwing once more, it's Trubisky. Just what Seattle was hoping for. The coverage holds, and now 4th down.
Trying to get that one to his tight end, and they've been trying to get the ball to him, but that's, again, unable to successfully complete one. But you know there's usually a nice comfort zone in throwing to the tight end. Great sight lines, usually right in the middle of the field.
14.
So chalk that down as an 8-play drive capped with a field goal.
Yeah, as a friend of mine used to say, they were moving and grooving for a while, but they couldn't keep the momentum going enough to get a touchdown out of it.
And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
The Seahawks take over 1st and 10.
And they have been disruptive in the passing game, as we're going to see here.
And it doesn't matter whether you're playing man or zone. Eventually, you cover a guy in your area, and those windows that quarterbacks are seeking to throw into, they're closed in this case.
Yeah, they've been all over the place, knocking down pass after pass. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And right now they're saying, hey, let's keep this going. 2 drives, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, can't ask for a better start than that, can you? I mean, this is the way you practice it. This is the way you rehearse it. But right now, the play calling, they're locked in really well.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8.
At the 24-yard line.
Rolling to his right. Going for Metcalf on the deep ball. It's caught inside the 25. And all the way down to the 22-yard line.
We see this happen so often. If you're a defender, it's like watching a bad movie over and over. The pressure is good, forcing the quarterback out of the pocket. But it's a lot to ask for these defenders to stay plastered to receivers long enough. And sure enough, they let a man come open, and the connection leads to a big play.
Metcalf once again the target, and that'll bring up second down.
2-yard line.
End zone caught. Touchdown, Seattle. Making a hat trick for Russell Wilson. 3 touchdown passes now. And the Seahawks add on to their lead.
And that was a beautiful ball right there as he waited for his tight end to come uncovered in the end zone. So give him points for patience as well. Delivered it right where it needed to be for 6 points.
Myers connects on the PAT. And that makes it a 21-10 game.
Jason Myers to kick off for Seattle.
And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. Takes this about 5 yards deep. And he'll just sit on this one as their drive will start at the 25. Here's the Chicago offense coming back out onto the field. They'll look to make some inroads here, trailing 21-10 as they come up on a 1st and 10. The first play of the drive there is incomplete.
Well, that one was all about the defender making life difficult for the receiver. Very tough for a guy to hold on to the football through all that contact. He ends up forcing the incompletion.
Blitz coming, and down he goes. Jaron Reed muscles his way in for the sack. After that sack we just saw, Trubisky and the Bears deal with a 3rd and long. From the gun, it's Trubisky. And he finds his tight end, Graham. And they're going to get him down well short of the 1st as he can only get this to the 30. They pick up 10, but it'll still lead to a 4th down.
I think that we all figured when he caught it that short of the marker that the defense almost relaxed and said, we got this covered. And then all of a sudden, space to run after the catch. And now they're screaming, somebody get him down. Fortunately, they got to him and forced the 4th down.
So a good punt there, but a nice return of 11 yards. And it'll be Seahawk football 1st and 10. DK Metcalf for the Seattle offense about set to take over once again. Making his presence felt early in this one. First half, already over the century mark.
How about the yards per completion, too? That's a pretty darn good number there. Number of catches, but his shredding defense is getting big yardage with each and every one of them.
And that one falls incomplete. Looked like he might have had position there, but he couldn't hold on at 2nd down. To throw again. Wilson being chased out left. Going for Metcalf on the deep ball. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down. They go play action with Wilson. Going for Metcalf on the deep. That's caught inside the 20. And he is going to have a Seahawks 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. It's a big play on 3rd down for the Seahawks. 51 yards. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
And he was hit as he threw it there, and it forces it incomplete. Play action. Now Wilson. Back of the end zone. Could he get his feet down? No, it's incomplete. This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. Sliding out of the pocket. But when this ball's tipped and intercepted. Picked off by Kyle Fuller. And he will bring it out past the 20-yard line.
Well, I get what he was trying to do. He was moving to his right and trying to shift the coverage. But instead, he shifted the coverage also to the right and threw right into it for an interception.
And the Seahawk defense gets to him, and they bring him down. K.J. Wright leading the surge there as he drops him for a loss of 6. Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. Now left side, a completion to his tight end. A good pickup there, 13 yards as they get closer for third down. Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts, as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. They had the catch on second down, but it didn't help at all, and now they're looking at third down here. Here's Trubisky to throw. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Bobby Wagner, the former second-rounder out of Utah State, with a sack. That's number 4. Sack number 4. They had 4 last week, so he's been down on the ground a lot.
Partner, they say the eye in the sky does not lie. And that's indeed the case because they watched the game tape from the previous week, incorporated it into their own defensive scheme, and continued to get after this quarterback.
And now this defense will be searching for sack number 5.
First and 10. At their own 38-yard line.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And the interception thrown in the red zone last time. We'll see if they can rebound.
I just have to think the last thing he said as they went back out there was, don't do that again. What do you think?
What do you think?
Yeah, I think that. I think that not only did he say that, but he also told him, let's put it in the end zone that it's supposed to be in, all right? The end zone we're trying to score. I know we're being a little bit facetious here, but the bottom line is take care of the football, and everything else should flow from there.
Quick lesson, never ask the play-by-play guy a question.
Hey, you're my partner. I know you're right there with me.
And he almost had it defensively. Could have been a game changer there in this second half. Instead, it's third down.
All right, Brandon, we'll get back to you guys in a bit. But first, let's take a look around the NFL here on this first Sunday of October. We'll kick things off with the twice-yearly battle for Ohio. This one has Cleveland making the trip south to Cincinnati. And those two are tied up as they play the second quarter. From there, we'll head down to the Big Easy. Check on the Saints at home at the Superdome. And for the moment, they find themselves trailing the visiting Carolina Panthers. Christian McCaffrey has a touchdown there. Lastly, let's get out to Jacksonville. See what's happening with the Jaguars at TIAA Bank Field. And you can see there it's the visiting Colts who have the lead in that one. Jameis Winston has thrown a touchdown pass. In our game has been Russell Wilson, who was dynamic, as usual, in that first half. His 3 touchdown passes have his guys out in front as we hand things back over to Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3.
Jason Myers to kick off for Seattle.
The Bears going to see the football first, and they trail here as we get back underway to start this second half. Taken about 7 yards deep, and he will not bring it out. It's a touchback. So here's the Bears offense now as they get set to start this third quarter. Trubisky brings the Bears up 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. He'll throw from the gun. Looking left side, he's got it, complete. And they work this well upfield across the 45. 22 yards on the catch and run, a first down.
Well, that certainly has to feel good. It's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the huddle, the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me? I just need something right here. And the end result there, nice first down. Drive keeps moving.
And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. This duo locked in, 14 yards there, and a first down. Now Trubisky going to give this to Montgomery. And a short gain there down to the 37-yard line.
The ball carrier.
Making the stop that time, Bobby Wagner.
2 yards on the pickup.
A play fake to Montgomery. Now Trubisky. And down he goes. They sack him back right around the 41-yard line. Jamal Adams on the safety blitz, too fast to handle.
Brandon, I think you understand the type of afternoon this offensive line is having. It is a long one for them. Long for you to spend it with me. Long for them trying to block those guys. They've given up a whole lot of sacks, and the speed and quickness of that defensive line is eating them alive.
And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks' 22-yard line. The coverage may be too good that time as he breaks away for 19 with his legs and a first down.
22-yard line.
From the shotgun is Trubisky. And he finds Montgomery complete. He is taken down at the 21 after a short gain of 2. That catch good for only a couple.
Brings up 2nd and 8 on the Seahawks 21.
Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Trubisky. That's caught by Montgomery.
Trubisky's pass.
Well, I know it goes against the instincts of the person catching the ball because all you're ever taught is catch the football, don't drop it.
But drop it there.
Yeah, in that situation, dropping it would have been better. End up losing yardage, even though they completed.
Under pressure, and he'll go down. Sacked back at the 31. Jaron Reed able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
This has been a tough one for this offensive line. It appears almost like they've been on roller skates this entire game, the way they've been pushed around. 6 sacks given up in this one.
A 48-yard attempt.
And this one is right through. And that'll make this an 8-point game.
Makes the score Seahawks 21. Bears 13.
So a decent drive there to start the 3rd quarter. They only salvaged 3 out of it, but they inch a bit closer.
Yeah, but still lots of time to go in this one. That's why you hear that clapping on the sidelines, right? Hey, got some points. As you said, inching their way back in. Time left to go out and get that victory.
The Seahawks take over 1st and 10. At their own 22-yard.
So here are the Seahawks ready to take over on offense. They were losers to the Packers a week ago, but they've got the lead right now here as they come up on a 1st and 10. He'll buy some time right. On the run, he'll let this go deep right side. And that's caught inside the 30. And they do finally get him, but he takes it to the 25.
In our pregame meeting, all they talked about was keeping him hemmed in and wanting him to make his throws from the pocket because they knew he was pretty dangerous if he got outside, and he just showed it right there. Pretty good arm, too.
And he's got it. Caught in the end zone for the Seahawk touchdown.
Number 14.
DK Metcalf with his 2nd TD of the game, his 6th on the year. And the Seahawks are able to stretch that lead out a bit further.
Sometimes when I see these types of plays executed, I think of basketball. Guys boxing other guys off to go out and get a rebound.
And he got the rebound right there. But the defense was really placed well.
Yeah, they were right there. I mean, that's where it's really tough for a defender. When you're in the right spot, you're draped on the guy catching the ball, yet he still comes down with it.
Extra point up and through by Myers. And the lead is up to 15 now.
Jason Myers to kick off for Seattle.
And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. Fielded in the end zone. And this will not be brought out. It's a touchback.
At their own 25-yard line.
And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field. And tough to win games if you're going field goal, field goal, field goal here. They got field goal last time. Now they'll be looking for a touchdown.
They're looking for the big chunk now because, as you noted, the field goal way of doing it makes it that much harder. It puts more pressure on every possession for you now. Go ahead and get 6 and feel a lot more comfortable about the position they're in.
Bigger chunks. We'll see if they can get the score.
And 11 at the 24-yard line.
On 2nd and 11 now. Trubisky. And Graham's got it over the middle.
Complete.
Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down. You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give them that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
The Bears on 3rd down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This is 3rd and 8. Out of the gun, Trubisky. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
Trubisky's pass.
And this is too far behind his man. He missed him. It's incomplete.
It's now 4th down.
They'll try and throw for it with Trubisky. And it is incomplete. Boy, it looked like he had it and dropped it. And the Seahawks, they'll get the football back in outstanding field position. So they really needed points here in a 2-score game. Could not come away with anything there on 4th.
And while we know they're a little bit discouraged here, they can't check out of this game. You and I have called a good number of games over the course of our career where we've seen these types of situations. Teams get the ball back, And that miracle does occur, so they can't let that dream go just yet. They have to get stout on defense here.
Yeah, right now really hoping for a turnover. They have the nice cushion. They just want to pour it on right now, still throwing the football.
And I know my background says, why do you need to do this? Just go ahead and run out the clock and get a win. But as many people have pointed out to me, it's a video game, man. Go ahead and put the numbers up. Sportsmanship, not an issue.
Exercise those fingers. And this will be caught by Metcalf for a Seahawk touchdown.
To DK Metcalf.
A 3-yard touchdown pass. And the Seahawks find a way to stretch their lead. There was no going through the progressions on that touchdown pass.
Yeah, nor was it necessary. His receiver won that route early, presented himself. No reason to wait. Go ahead and put it on him and score a touchdown.
And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. They had the short field, and they made quick work of it. Just 2 plays to get into the end zone.
Myers to kick off for Seattle.
And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. Fielded near the back of the end zone. And it'll come out to the 25 as he will not attempt the return. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And just looking ahead, it would appear that that bye week is coming at the right time. They'll have 2 weeks to chew on this one, though probably not one that they want to chew on. A poor performance from start to finish. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. Here's a 2nd and 2 now from the 33.
The 33-yard line.
Throwing here, Trubisky. He'll get this underneath to Montgomery.
That was a pretty favorable situation there. What would you call that? 2nd and manageable? Smart play, too. Didn't force it downfield when he didn't have it. Just checked it down, let him get the first down, and that's exactly what he did.
And a scary incompletion, almost picked off. It would have been their first INT of the game. Instead, 2nd down.
It leads to
Certainly appeared to take away his first read, and by the time he tried to look elsewhere and find an open target, the coverage was too good. That one falls incomplete.
2nd and 10. It's Trubisky again. Pressure comes. He's taken down by the Seahawk defense. Shaquem Griffin, he was relentless there as he hits home for the sack. Let's see what they draw up here. 3rd and long following the sack of Trubisky. And that will be incomplete. At this point, down big, you'd have to imagine this defense are just going to sit back, blanket the field as best they can.
Yeah, this is actually the easy part of the game for them because, just as you noted, they can sit back, keep everything in front of them. But they've blanketed the field the entire game.
Oh, a ball batted in the air, and now it's intercepted. Shaquille Griffin with a pick. And it's a huge return as he brings this all the way back down to the 15-yard line.
by the Seahawks.
Partner, we always talk about possessions being at a premium in these games, and now in this situation, throwing an interception here when you have to claw your way back in, that one's going to hurt, and in a big way.
And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. Tyler Lockett, his second touchdown of the afternoon. And the Seahawks capitalize on the short field as they take it in for 6. And that'll push the lead up to 29 now. A nice, tidy little drive there, getting the ball in excellent field position, and only one play to score it.
Jason Myers.
And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. Fielded near the back of the end zone. And this will not be returned. It'll come out to the 25.
25-yard line.
The Chicago offense set to get started. And you see a lot of frustrated faces as they are inching closer to a 4th straight loss. Trubisky brings the Bears up 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. And right away, he'll look to throw. They'll set up the screen to Montgomery. And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
Well, this game was decided a while ago, and that completion there is going to artificially inflate his passing numbers. So right now, the only one really applauding probably his agent as he thinks about angling for a new contract.
So the Bears with the football here as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Trubisky able to complete this one to Montgomery. 6 yards on the pickup, and that'll make it a second down.
It's a pickup of 6. Brings up 2nd and 4.
Looking to throw again, Trubisky. And he's got it. Got his man on the end route. Complete.
Good.
6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down.
1st and 10 at the 46-yard line.
Again, it's Trubisky. And quickly into the hands of Robinson. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down. High throw, but he makes the catch.
That's good.
And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks' 25-yard line.
Well, this game is certainly pretty well over. They go ahead and mark it in the win column. But as a defense, they don't want to get so soft now that everybody just throws the ball all over the place against them, gets big yardage, and puts points on the board. They have pride, too, on that side of the ball.
And this is going to be caught, but they'll say out of bounds. So it's incomplete. This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. Now it's Trubisky. He'll have a first down inside the 10. And he's all the way down to the 6-yard line. Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with 27 seconds showing on the clock. Here's Trubisky. And this is caught. Well, they get one back. Picking up the late touchdown here, but still down big.
Yeah, that touchdown counts for their team, but I think it counts more for the fantasy guys, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's just something maybe positive to look at on film, but this one's over, let's be honest.
Yeah, I agree with you totally on that one.
Koo able to connect on the extra point, and that'll cut the lead down now to 22. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This is DJ Reed returning. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28.
Reed on the return. The Seahawks take over 1st and 10.
DK Metcalf of the Seattle offense about set to take over once again. This defense, they wouldn't mind not seeing him again for a while. 3 trips to the end zone. How about that?
I think right now they would happily go to their general manager and says they're...
That's caught inside the 20. And he'll take this all the way down to the 15-yard line. A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a first down in the red zone. Oh, Wilson going to throw to the goal line, but it's incomplete. Metcalf once again the target, and it's 2nd down. Off the play fake, here's Wilson. End zone caught. Touchdown, Seattle. Greg Olsen, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Seahawks add on to their lead.
Well, partner, when a team's up this big, this late in the game, I always wonder what's their motivation, because if it's me, I'm thinking about pulling on the reins a little bit. But for them, I don't think it's in their DNA. It's not in their head coach's makeup at all. I think his opinion is, you stop us, we're not supposed to pull back ourselves.
To kick off for Seattle.
And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. Taken in the end zone. And he'll decide to not bring this one out as their drive will begin at the 25.
5-yard line.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. This is just an exercise in futility. Do you even bother running a play here offensively?
I wouldn't, because now is not going to erase what's happened during the game. So after it's over, you're going to go to the film, find out where the game was really lost. But this is not a situation now where you're going to make up for anything.
We'll see what they do here. A big offensive explosion helped leading them to victory. And the defensive guys, they're just saying, hey, put those points up every week. We'll just keep winning.
They will gratefully accept them, won't they? It makes their job that much easier when they're scoring that many points. Allows them to play with a totally different style and a different flow.
So for the Seahawks, they're on a nice early roll as they move to 3-1 with a win here. And they'll return home next week to take on the Detroit Lions. Meanwhile, for the Bears, they'll sink now to 0-4. And fortunately for them, they'll have the early bye next week as they return to action in Week 6. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew here at EA Sports, I'm Brandon Gaudin saying so long, everybody.